Hey, everybody. Welcome in. This is Apostle Dr. Tangela Mitchell-Rivers coming in, and welcome to our new season of Her Table. I have an amazing woman here today who I cannot wait to introduce you guys to. Her name is Katrina, and she has been on my heart and my mind and my spirit for some years. But God recently just gave us the opportunity to come together and do some coaching and some mentorship and things of that nature. So I want you to be able to hear her story. Here at Her Table, listen, we doing things slow. We brewing it like coffee. We coming into the garden and cultivating everything. We are in a new time and a new season. So I just want y'all to come in, grab your cup, grab your coffee. I got my coffee and I got my water. Okay. All right, there you go. Listen, make sure you got something to refresh yourself because this is going to be amazing and you don't want to miss a moment of it. Okay, so welcome in, Katrina. Welcome.
Hello, Apostle. How are you doing today?
I am amazing.
Yes, I'm excited and I'm ready for this interview. I have been waiting for this day, so we can get
Yes,
on
you
with it.
have. Let's
Yes,
go. Let's
ma'am.
go.
Let's
So,
go.
again, I just want you to come in. I want you to be free. I want you to just flow as God gives it to you. And I did write down some questions because I want us to be able to start at the beginning and then take them on a journey with you. So
Okay, let's
when
go
I'm
ahead.
looking over here, don't pay me any mind. Just know I'm pulling up my questions for you. Okay.
Go ahead. Do you?
All right. So here we go. First question. As I ask the questions, you're going to get a chance to go into your story. So I'm not going to ask you to just tell us about yourself. We're just going to go into the questions and it'll answer itself. Okay.
Yes.
So tell me about before we got started working together, what was your internal world like? What did it look like for Katrina?
Oh, my internal world was chaotic. I wasn't healed, didn't know that I needed to heal, really didn't understand anything about healing. I had a lot of addictions, I had a lot of hurt, a lot of the pointing the finger, blaming game. I was not looking at myself. I was blaming everybody else for everything that was going on in my life. I did not once look at the man in the mirror and start evaluating me. So that's how it was in the beginning. It was very chaotic.
Okay, and so tell me a little bit about yourself because you say it was chaotic, and you and I love that you took ownership, right? I love that you did that because a lot of times we be so ready to say it was her fault, it was his fault, my mom and my dad and my sister, whatever. But you're saying here it is, I had this issue, right? And so, tell me some of the things that you believed about yourself back then.
Oh, I didn't believe anything good about myself. And I'll tell you, thank you for saying that I took ownership, but it took me a long time to get to this point. And it took a lot of breakdown. When I tell you God broke me down, I mean all the way down. I went through a breaking process. It's like he came in with a demolition team and he just broke me down. It took me a while to get to that point that I could start realizing that it was other people's faults. I had been through so much trauma just from a child. Just from a child, I had been through so much trauma. And I grew up during a time, I'm 55 years old. So I grew up during a period of time where my dad said he wasn't going to counseling. They didn't believe in counseling, going to tell somebody else about your business. You know what I'm saying? You kept your business in the house. Well, being in the house and the things up under the rug was the things that was destroying me. I tried counseling throughout the years. I tried different counseling, going through different counseling places. It never worked for me because as soon as they start digging, as soon as they start, as we'll say, peeling the onion back, that was it for me. I would take off and run. So I spent a lot of my life on the track field. And I'm saying on the track field as in I was always running. Baby, I had my track shoes on. And as soon as I felt like something was going to go left, I went right. And when I'm saying running, I'm not saying running, just running from things. I'm saying cities. I would leave my home where I'm from, and I would go to a whole nother city to get away from my family. And this is what I was, it was a cycle. I was on the roller coaster ride. I was on the roller coaster and I was just riding and riding. One day it just happened and I was sick of it. And that's when I started figuring it out. But before I was oblivious to, I didn't have anything good to say about myself at all. I would actually, to be honest with you, Apostle, I didn't even like to look in the mirror at myself. So I had nothing good to say about myself. And I wouldn't want to say some of the words that I said about myself on here because it wouldn't be nice. But anything
Mm,
derogatory that I could say about myself, that's what I would
mhm,
say. I would tell them,
mhm.
and if I looked in the mirror at myself, I would say I was ugly.
Been there. Been there. And I
Mhm.
love this transparency, honestly, because so many of us look in the mirror, even today, and we still see something. And so it does come to a place where we begin to peel back the onion layers, as you said, but to really begin to understand that there is nothing that God made that is ugly. There is nothing that
Yes.
God made that is not beautiful in his sight, and so when we really truly understand who we are in him, then we can begin to flow. And it sounds like you began to get to that place, right? So I want to know what made you say yes to this journey this time.
Ah. Because once again, I still had on my track shoes. I don't know if I was working for Puma, Nike, Reebok, I don't know which company it was, but
Music
I had on them
media.
track shoes, baby, and I was gone. I was gone. But one day I had to come back home again, and I hated coming back to where I'm from, for where I grew up at, for where I say all the pain and trauma and all the hurt started. I
Mhm.
didn't want to come back here. And I heard God tell me, and I will never forget. He told me this. He said, do you want to come back and visit when you want to? Or do you
Mhm.
want me to keep sending the whale to come and get you, Jonah? I
Mm.
said, excuse me? He said, yeah, you're doing exactly what Jonah did. When it was time for you to get yourself together, you peeled and you left. And I went back and looked at the story. I realized not only was I running general
Mhm.
from what I needed to face, but I was also causing havoc on other people's lives. Because if you remember when Jonah got on that boat, they was
Mhm.
fine. The sea was
Mhm.
calm, everything was good. As soon as he got on that boat, he messed up everybody that was around him. They had to end up throwing him off. And in the waves, everything was okay. So I didn't realize I was causing havoc for everywhere I was going. And that's what made me just say, this time, okay, this time I got to do it. Whatever it is, God, I got to do it. Like I said, I didn't understand the whole process of healing. I didn't even know that I needed to be healed. I knew it was some things that was wrong with me, but
Mhm.
healing just wasn't the word that came to my mind, that's what I needed. And now I
Right.
understand healing is what's needed. And I want to say another thing. I think a lot of times with us as women, we take on
Mhm.
so many roles. We're a mom. We're a wife. We take on so many roles. I didn't even know who Katrina was.
Come on.
I knew that I was the quicker picker up because I was Bounty. I think I was working for Bounty too. I'm finna tell y'all. Maybe they finna make some money off of this because I'm putting them on the map. But I'm telling you, I thought I was the quicker picker up. I'm supposed to take
Mhm.
care of everybody's problem that they got. I'm supposed to be Bounty. I'm the paper towel that go down and wipe it all up, and didn't even know who I was.
So I'm glad that you are now getting to this place because this is going to start running into the next questions that I have when we start talking about identity and how important it is to truly know, what our names mean,
Mhm.
why we were created, what is our purpose in life, and not based upon what man has said, but what is God telling you that in this moment in time, this is why I created you, Katrina. This is what I need you for. And you haven't even began to tap into everything, but because you
Mhm.
have started, I want you to speak to that, to this place, and say, oh, you
Yeah,
said
I
you
know that's
didn't
deep.
know. Yeah, listen, because I'm
Mhm.
sitting here and I'm reading the questions and I'm like, well, God, how you knew she was gonna say? Because we didn't talk about the questions. We
No,
didn't
none
go
of this.
over any of this, right?
Mm-mm,
So as
mm-mm.
I'm
This
sitting here,
freestyling. We're
come on,
freestyling today. This straight freestyling.
yes. And so I'm like, well, God, really? So the next question is, who were you pretending to be? And who are you finally allowing yourself to become?
Oh, wow. I was everybody that I watched on TV.
Mm.
I was Claire Hustable. I was on Little House on the Prairie. I was everything, and I can sing too. So I was Whitney Houston. I was everybody else because I didn't want to be Katrina. Remember, I didn't like her. I didn't like Katrina. So I didn't want to be her. So anybody else that seemed like to me, and I'm gonna tell you another thing. See, the world and social media is what messes up a lot of women. And I'm speaking to the women today more than anything else, because I mean, I know this is what it's for, but definitely because we take on so many roles, and society tells you what looks pretty. Society tell you got to have some lashes on. You got to have on a 24 piece or whatever that they're wearing now, lace front wig. I mean, I even had problems when I started going through the change of life and having the hot flashes and having to cut my hair, because society told me, no, having your hair low like this not cute. So then I really felt like I was ugly. I got cowlicks, you know, for hereditary. And so it was hard. I wanted to be everybody but. And when I had dreadlocks before this, and they were really long. Oh, I thought I had it going on, baby. When God told me I had to cut my hair, you would have thought it was 911 emergency. Somebody done came, they done shot me. My dog done died. My man done left. I mean, you would have thought it was a whole funeral finna go on something, because I took it just to that, because I needed that. I needed that to feel beautiful. I needed that.
Identity,
and so yes, because I was all messed up. Like I said, I wanted to be everybody else. And as a child, that's what I used to look at. I used to look at those shows. They don't have good shows like that now. But I used to look at those shows and I would wish, you know, that I was on them shows. These are shows. This is not real. But this is how I wanted my life to be. I wanted my mama to love me like this. I wanted my mama to talk to me like how they talk to him on the show. You know, on the Waltons, I don't know how they got no sleep, because every night they had to say good night to everybody. Good night, John boy. Good night. It's too many children in the house. I know they probably never got any sleep, but I wanted that. You know, my life was based on TV and what I saw, what I thought that how it was supposed to be. So if it wasn't like that, then I searched all my life looking for it, looking for love in all the wrong places. That was me. That was me. I was looking for it. I thought I could find it in people, places, things. And that's how the addictions came in.
Come on. We're going to get to the meat of this.
Yeah, baby. I'm trying to tell you, it's going to be good today.
Absolutely. We're going to take a quick break for a moment and we'll be right back. So stay tuned, grab your drinks now and stay tuned. All right. Well, welcome. We're back. We are back. And so we are not going to hesitate. We're going to step right in, because when we took a break, there was something that was mentioned and I don't want to bypass it. I want us to be able, because here we're going to be real. We're going to be honest. We're going to be fluid. And so I want to go in and say, you mentioned that you wanted your mom to love you the way that you saw on TV. Tell us a little bit about the relationship with your mom and why did you feel that way? How was life growing up?
Oh, wow. Now that's a question. So we're going to go there, huh? Okay. I was prepared for this, though. I was prepared for this.
Come on. Yes.
It's hard for me to answer that question, but I can't answer that question. I'm going to start with why it's hard, because of the fact that I lived these lives that wasn't mine. It was a facade. Some of the things that I even felt wasn't even real. It was just things that my mind told me that was going on. I really feel like that my childhood was okay, but there was some things that was a little off that I could never figure out. I always grew up with, I was a weird child. Let me say that. I was a weird child. I think maybe at the age of 6 or 7, I started seeing stuff. I would go lay in a room and take a nap and I would have a dream, but I was seeing stuff, but I didn't understand it was stuff that had happened or it was stuff that was going to happen. And here I am, a little child, and I don't understand. The church that my mom is going to, they didn't deal with the Holy Spirit. I mean, they believed in the Father, Son, but it was no speaking in tongues, no none of that. The gifts or anything. It was just basic. We're gonna go to church. They sung out the hymn books and no laying on hands or oil or any of that. And I always knew that something just wasn't right, but I could never figure it out. And when I would have some of the dreams and my grandmother was my favorite person. So I would go to my grandmother and tell her, well, Granny, I had this dream. She would always look at me so strange. She would never answer. But I felt love, but I felt abandonment at the same time. And I didn't
Mm.
understand it. I don't want to say abandonment. Now I know that that's what it is, because then I'm just a child, so I don't know what it
Right.
is. But I felt like something just wasn't, even with a hug, it just wasn't. So I always stuck with my grandmother, because to me, that's where I got my love from. I found out years later, I got pregnant when I was 15. I got pregnant. My mom, I found out, had gotten pregnant with me when she was 15 also. And she wanted me to give up my baby for adoption.
Mm.
And I told her that I wasn't going to give my baby up for adoption. I told her that she kept me, so why would I give up,
Mm-hmm.
my
Mm-hmm.
child? And I'll never forget these words. She said, it's funny now, but it broke me apart then. It's amazing how God can transform things and heal in certain areas. Because, baby, what I'm laughing about now, I was screaming and hollering back then. But she basically told me that she didn't go out and just lay down with some boy and have sex like I did, that she was raped.
Oh.
And that alone messed me up. Because the
Yeah.
man who you're married to, he was in the service. He
Mm-hmm.
had been there since as long as I can remember. That's my dad. So now I'm trying to figure out, well, wait a minute, you with this man, so I'm lost. But I'm
Yeah.
still pregnant, okay? I'm still pregnant.
Okay.
I We got into a big thing, and I start asking her, well, who is he?
Okay.
Who is he? Now, they wanted me to give him up, and we arguing. So I go move to my grandmother's house because her husband was saying I could not stay there and have a baby there. Either I was going to do what my mom said and give up my baby for adoption, or I wasn't going to stay there. Remember now,
Okay.
actually, I'm 14. I had my baby in November. I turned 15 in January. But
Oh.
I moved in with my grandmother and my grandfather. And I started asking her questions, who it was, who it was. And she finally told me that it was my grandfather. He's
Mm.
not my real grandfather, but he married my grandmother. I
Yeah.
found out that he actually raped all of my grandmother's children. But my mom was the one that was, and I'm going to say it just for real, she was the prettiest one out of the bunch. And that was the one that he messed with the most, and she ended up getting pregnant. And
Mm.
because she was young, back then they pushed everything up under the carpet. They
Mm-hmm.
sent
Mm-hmm.
her away from where we lived to another whole city, because that's what they did to hide it, to push it up under the carpet. And she was supposed to go there. She was supposed to have me. She was supposed to give me away to one of my grandmother's sisters that couldn't have kids, but he made her keep me. And I'm speaking of he as slash granddaddy, that real daddy.
Okay. Okay.
And and from there, I started spiraling down.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I did was try to do everything I could, because I'm carrying this child,
Okay.
for the rest of those months. It was the hardest that I've ever. First of all, I'm just a young child, you know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And I done got pregnant. Second
Yeah.
of all, the dude who I'm pregnant from, he tripping saying that it's not his baby, and I know it's his baby. And
Yeah.
then third, I done moved into my grandmother's house, I'm gonna say again, and this is the man who, you see what I'm saying? And this is
Yeah.
where I'm at.
Yeah.
So can you imagine? It's like I held on to every bit of mental that I could, to keep my mind sane just enough to have my child. And maybe he was maybe 6 months old, and I
Mm.
tried to do my first suicidal attempt. My life started spiraling down from there.
Fast.
But
Yeah.
I went back in my mind, and now I can remember when I was a little child. Remember, I told you something was always off and something
Mm-hmm.
always wasn't right. And they tried to make it seem like I was crazy. Not speaking of my mom, but other people would make me feel like I was crazy because I was seeing stuff and I knew it was something. But now, oh, it came together. Now I know what it was. Because the family knew what was going on, because it
Right.
was going on in some other, at this time, like I said, you have to think back then, a lot of other families, my grandmother's sisters was going, it was
Yeah.
going on in the family.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and so they knew, they knew, but they
Mm-hmm.
didn't know. Like you walk into a room and all of a sudden everybody
You
talking, but
get
you walk
quiet.
in, they
Come
get
on. Yeah.
quiet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it was just something else to go through. And that started the suicidal attempts. And I tried so many times. But this is when I knew No, let me back up right quick. Let me
Okay.
take y'all back. I know I fast forward, but y'all give me 1 minute to take y'all back.
Go
Before I
ahead.
knew what was going on and before I got pregnant, this man took me, my dad. When I say
Okay.
my dad now, you'll know I'm talking about my real dad. And this,
Okay.
I've told y'all what's going on. He took me to a holiness church. Because remember, I told you my mama didn't go to holiness churches. So
Mm-hmm.
this is when I found out I had a gift from God. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I will never
Mm-hmm.
forget. He took me to this church, and baby, they was in there jumping up and down, praising the Lord. I know what it is now, but I was
Right.
looking at them people like they was
What
crazy.
y'all
Because
doing?
remember,
Come
I go
on.
to church and we sang out the hymn book, "Holy is the Lord."
Yeah,
No
come on.
drums,
Reserve.
no
Yeah.
drums, no tambourine, no none of that. If you come in there speaking in tongues, they finna call the ambulance, and they did. They called the ambulance on one of these ladies because they said she was hallucinating out of her mind because she was speaking in tongues, but the spirit had done fell on that lady. Now I know what it is. But
Right.
he took me, and I had to go back to that. I'm sorry that I'm backing up you guys, but I know y'all following me. I had to go back so y'all can see where I'm getting at now. It was always a call of God on my life throughout
Yeah.
this whole situation. And I had to go back to tell y'all that when I started trying to kill myself,
Mm.
when I tell you, I end up getting with this man, and I had started messing with him. He was 10 years older than me. So when my son was born, I ended up moving in with him. I'm gonna tell you again, he was 10 years older than me. Okay.
Okay.
And I what I knew about love,
Right.
what I knew about anything. I'm broken, I'm a mess. I want to hurt myself. This man was a pharmacist tech
Mm.
working for the VA. So that was a trip all by itself because I'm gonna tell you, I knew what to take and I knew what to do to try to hurt myself.
Mm.
I got to make sure y'all understand where I'm going with this.
Mm-hmm.
This man
Strategic.
put together the
Mm-hmm.
drugs. Yes, he worked for the VA in the pharmacy. So he
Mm-hmm.
knew. So that means I knew. I used to read his books. I knew exactly what to take, what to do that'll make you. And now time could I did it. I did it so much to God says, "You tired yet?"
Mm.
I remember one time I was living with someone, and it was a friend, it was a girl, but they were in the church big time, and
Okay.
we were supposed to be going to a revival, and I decided I didn't want to go because I had planned on killing myself.
Mm-hmm.
I hid myself behind some rocks behind her building after she left. God made her turn around and come back to the house while she still wondered in her mind what she going back to the house for because she got everything. He made her walk behind her building and she found me back there. This is what I'm telling you. I have been in a hotel room that I checked myself in, and I knew that if you got capsules, if you got that Tylenol PM capsules, and you got you a pint or half a pint of vodka or gin, and you drink it with it, it's gonna go straight into your bloodstream. I would take the capsules, open them up, and pour them in there. And you know what God will tell me? All you're gonna do is throw up.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna die.
You can't. Come on.
And you can't. And I woke up in the hotel on the floor in a pool of throw up on my side. God's so smart. He said, I ain't gonna even have her on her back so she'll choke on it. And I was on my
Right.
side and
Right.
throw up down on the. Do you understand me? I'm gonna be transparent with y'all. Most people say that you can't say this, but I blaspheme God. Yes, I did. I told
Mm-hmm.
God, I hate you. Why you still got me living? Why do I still got to be here? I'm serious because that's how I felt. What am I here for?
Right.
What
Yeah.
am I here for? Who wants to grow up like? Who wants to live? Remember, I'm still young, y'all. I'm still not even 18 years old. And I'm faced with the
Mm-hmm.
fact that this man I call Papa, that I was crazy about,
Yeah.
raped my
Yeah.
mom and I'm his child. And y'all walk around like everything okay.
Okay.
So I went from the suicidal to just being angry. Now, when I tell you I was meaner than a junkyard dog, baby, I ain't had to fight you. Cause this right here,
Mm-hmm.
you'll want me to hit you by the time I'm done. Because everything that I felt, all the aggression
Yeah.
and everything that I felt in that, I was
Mm-hmm.
angry. I was violently angry. Then I'm even more really angry because I can't hurt myself. Oh, so since you ain't gonna let me kill me, I'm finna everybody come across.
Mm-hmm.
So I said I'm gonna tear down everything that I ain't like. Whatever. I just started being disrespectful, disobedient. I didn't care.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's what anger does. That's what anger does. That's what trauma does.
Yeah.
Especially when
Yeah.
we don't go through and we don't get it healed, it definitely
Mhm.
causes us to become somebody that we don't even know.
Yeah.
Um, wow. So a lot. So we talking about 30, 40 years of trauma
Mhm.
undealt with,
Yes.
right? Um, so all right, let's fast forward because God gonna always get the glory,
Oh,
right?
yes, it
Gonna
is. Oh,
always
it's
get
some
the
good in
glory.
this, y'all. Don't go nowhere. I hope you still
Yes.
got your drink because it's gonna get good, baby. We
Okay.
just had to go and let you know where I came from. Wait, yes.
So we're gonna pause it right here real quick. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Grab your drink, take your little quick little
Yes.
party break. We coming right back.
All right.
And we're back.
Yes.
Let's jump right in because I want
Come on.
the goodness of this story. I want the healing. I want the transparency. I want it to break those who are stuck, those who are bound, right? So I can only imagine all of this trauma, right, that you harboring, all this anger,
Yes.
the will, the want to just take yourself out, and God won't let you. So now you
Mhm.
even more upset, right? Because why you just won't let me
Mhm.
go? I'm just tired, right? So
Mhm.
as a result of all of that, then what? Now what? What we doing now?
Hmm. Maybe no, you saying Matt, I was mean and I was angry with God. I was teed off, if you want to say. I mean, I was there. And because I couldn't do what I wanted to do,
Mm-hmm.
then I started with drugs. Because this is what started me not wanting to look in the mirror. Because now, sometimes I've learned that things will lay dormant for a while to go away. Because now I
Mm-hmm.
don't want y'all to think it was just chaotic. Like, oh, there were some peaceful moments. There were some times I had a good time, and things
Mm-hmm.
was good and everything. But then all of a sudden, the memories will come back. Because remember, I always had on my track shoes. I never took those off. I think I slept
Mm-hmm.
in them. So,
Mm.
baby, I was always
It was
gone. So I
already.
didn't have to face these people. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So then all of a sudden, it'll come to the forefront. Boom. Here it goes. And then the voices of the enemy telling me, see that you ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Look at you. Your mama got raped. You his child. Ain't nobody like you in the family. Now you're trying to tell me all this stuff about them. Now I'm looking at them sideways. They probably may not even felt that way. That's why when I started this, I told y'all some of the things was because the enemy was messing with my mind that projected things to be
Mm-hmm.
that way that may
Mm-hmm.
have not even been that way. My mom loved me, but she could only love me at a certain capacity for what had happened. I wasn't abused and beat on and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, it was just
Come
because
on.
of the mindset.
The mindset.
But
Yeah.
I
She was
started
stuck
with the
too.
drugs, and I
Mm-hmm.
had been smoking. I had been smoking marijuana since I was 9. Um, I ended up getting raped. I never even told my mama about it. And that's weird because I still didn't know the situation then. But at 9, you know what I'm saying, I got raped. Because I still could always feel something wasn't right. So remember, even then, I was looking for love, not
Yeah.
even knowing why I was looking for love, but I always felt if something just wasn't right. So I started smoking marijuana then. But after all of this stuff escalated, maybe I'm like, I got married at 18. I married the man that was 10 years older than me. I had another baby. I had a daughter. Um, and then this is when the stuff started coming back, and the marijuana wasn't enough.
Mm-hmm.
I met a friend named Cocaine,
Mm.
and cocaine numbs you, right? And that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be numb so I don't feel nothing. And I'm so high I don't hear nothing. I thought.
Wow. Okay.
I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, because many are called, but few are chosen. See, I forgot about,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so it didn't even matter. I be so high sometimes, and God still be talking to me like, can you just shut up? Can I just enjoy? I'm just trying to enjoy. I got my bag. I'm trying to, and I didn't smoke crack. I snorted. So I'm trying to get my, why is you bothering with me? I still couldn't run. When he said, I want y'all to hear this, if you don't hear nothing else while I'm telling you this, when he said he will never leave you or forsake you. And when you make your bed in hell, he gonna be right there. He never left me alone through this whole process.
Mm-hmm.
That's the God we serve. That's the God we serve. He never left me through this whole process. But yeah, I turned to drugs and I went to spiraling down again. Because
Mm-hmm.
when I drugged, I would drug and I would binge. It was the money that I spent.
Yeah.
All my dope men should be living in mansions and driving cars with rims on it and everything. I'm trying to tell you because I was making money. I
Mm-hmm.
always was good and smart, could get good jobs, but I couldn't keep them because as
Okay.
soon as a psychotic episode, as soon as something broke down, then I'm gone. But I make that money. I made money. I had lawsuits. I mean, I had got a $20,000 lawsuit. I'll never forget. I went and stayed in a hotel for 2 weeks. I probably blow about 10 grand on drugs in the hotel, just getting high. I ain't care. I
Yeah.
didn't want to feel
Kind of
anything.
escape. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to feel anything. And that's what numbed me. And then you mix the alcohol with it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So then I'm drinking so much that I'm just over drinking. I mean, it's one thing to just drink. Some people say I'm a casual drinker, drink me.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Mm-hmm.
baby.
Yeah.
Because listen now, because when I'm doing the coke, remember God still won't leave me alone. So then I
Mm-hmm.
said I'll drown it in the alcohol to try to drown
Mm-hmm.
the voice. So here I am fighting myself and fighting God at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop you from talking to me. I'm gonna stop the devil from telling me this stuff, and I'm gonna stop you too. I'm gonna stop all y'all. You know what I'm saying? This is where I was at. And I
Right.
spiraled and spiraled and spiraled and spiraled.
So, okay, so now we're spiraling. You're spiraling. You blocking out. You. I don't want to hear what you got to say. I don't hear really what nobody got to say.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
And think my kids are
Um,
getting older. Kids can pick
and
up
you're
on stuff.
watching. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. They know something's off. They can't, but they
Just like
can't
I knew something was off.
exactly. And can't explain what's going on. Why is mom
Mm-hmm.
this way? Blah blah blah. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So an addiction is and we've talked about this, but an addiction, we
Yeah.
say taking the taste out. And you're very open with your story, your journey, on social media, and even in person. You share this openly, and
Yes.
it's gonna bless people so much, right?
Yeah.
um so now we talking about addiction, okay? But at what
Mhm.
point did you get in your addiction and you're saying enough is enough, I need help, and you decide to reach out for help for real this time?
Mm. Well, you have to think it was years and years of spiraling. I started in 1999 with cocaine. It's 2025.
Yeah.
Um, I spiraled for a minute because see, that's another thing. And that's what the enemy loves. He loves to get you caught up in something that you think, people just think, oh, I can just let it down. No, you're not, because it was my crutch.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And if you can't walk, you think you're gonna put your crutch down?
Mm-hmm.
If you
Yeah.
can't walk, you ain't gonna put your crutch down. And I
Mm-hmm.
needed my crutch, and I needed to be the victim. So I was gonna play that victim all the way till the victim played out, baby. I wanted an Oscar and a Grammy and all that. What that song that girl sang, Rihanna, whatever. I
Ooh.
always think about stuff with songs, but yeah,
Songs, yeah.
yeah,
um
songs, baby.
Okay, so let's talk about the victim mentality, because a lot of times we
Mhm.
get stuck in, again, it's pointing fingers
Yes,
outward. They did this, they
yes,
said that, this is,
yes,
and it's
yes,
the victim.
yes,
But no, ma'am, you need to sit back
yes,
and understand, what did you do? What part
yes,
did you play in this? So
yes,
that's wisdom. Wisdom
yes.
is saying, I had a victim mentality.
Yes, but actually, now some people play the victim, but I was the victim. When you look at the situation, I was
You
the
was the
victim
victim.
because of the things that had happened, but I didn't know how to let go because that was my crutch. I loved my pity party. I love it.
Yeah.
It's my party and I cry if I want to. You weren't finna
Mhm.
bother me, baby. I told you I was gonna play it till it played out. Okay.
So it then turned into manipulation.
It turned into, oh, I was a big manipulator. Oh, baby, I was a big manipulator. Because what? I'm going to get what I want,
Yeah.
especially when I
Yeah.
need it. Because now I'm on it and I can't stop. Now, nobody wakes up and say, I want to be on drugs. Nobody wakes up and say, I want to be a drug addict. But
Yeah.
once I got in it, then your body, see, people don't understand, your body needs that. Now it's in
Mhm.
your body and it's in there. It's in your blood vessels, it's in your bloodstream. It's flowing through everything. Your blood vessels, it's everywhere. It's in your liver, it's everywhere. So you can't just, and I didn't know what to do. And then so many nights I would sit with it in my hand. I felt like New Jack City with the what his name was. Chris Rock, I forget which role he played on there, but how he was holding it, and he didn't want it, and he was crying. I used to be sitting there with it in my hand saying, Lord, I don't want it. And I want to throw it away. And then I would throw it away. I play with myself. I throw it away, but I throw it somewhere instead of flushing it down the toilet, somewhere that I could go back and get it. You know what I'm saying? I would cry so bad. I lost so many money. I had lights to go off. I needed food in my house for my kids. My kids started noticing. Sometimes I spent up all the money for them for the school clothes when it's time for school. They didn't even have any clothes because mama done spent it all up getting coked up, on high because she can't deal with what's going on. And at the same time, as soon as somebody says something, how dare you say anything? My dad, baby, if I ain't done told that story about 50,000 times and I didn't even care. He raped my mom and this and that, you don't know what I'm going through and this and that. It just continued until, like I said, going back to when we first started this story, when I had to come back here this last time. And I said, God, I just can't no more. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times people tell you got to stop everything to come to church. They say, but God say, come as you are. And he is not talking about clothes. He's talking about how you is. I went to church high. I sure did. Because I'm going, and I did. And people say, oh, you're wrong for that. No, God said anyway. He said anyway. But I had to start pushing myself out there. And that's when I started getting myself together. That's when I started. Like, it was a slow process. Mm-hmm. I am only 27 days clean right now, clean and sober.
And I congratulate you.
I'm only clean. And I finally, this time is different this time. It's different this time because by now I would have went back and I would have been slipped up. But it's different this time because I started counseling. Well, I have a coach. Well, you're my coach. I started with you 7 months ago. I've been on this process. And it ain't been easy, but it's been the best thing that has ever happened to me because the healing started, see? And the little girl could cry and the little girl could get it all out. And I felt safe. I just learned so many things. And then I started beginning to love myself. And it's just, whew.
Come on, let's breathe through it. Let's breathe through it.
This is a wonderful thing, but finding yourself is the hardest thing you could ever do. You think you know you don't. Finding yourself is the hardest thing you will ever have to do because it means laying down everything. I'm glad that this process happened now while my children are grown, so I don't have to be worried about them. They're grown. And we'll go back to that too, just a little bit. I messed up a lot of relationships with my kids. I mean, I'm thankful that I can talk now, but they saw a lot. I had to end up going to them and apologize to them, and you can never take it back. I gave my children to their dad when they was young because I didn't want them around me in the drug activity. But then they was mad because they were saying they needed their mom. You know what I'm saying? It has been a hard thing for me. But I thank God as a redeemer. I thank God that he's a redeemer of time. And I know that eventually restoration is coming, for me and my children, because I have 13 grandchildren. Some of my grandchildren I can't even see because of the lifestyle that I was in, because of the addictions, you know what I'm saying? And because of the addictions will make you talk so much. You're addicted to stuff, then you saying stuff you shouldn't even say. And I wanted to cause havoc in everybody else's relationship because my life was all messed up. So I go to my son's wives and say all kind of stuff about them. I mean, I was a trouble starter. I was an instigator.
Yeah.
So, I wasn't happy. So nobody else around me not going to be happy either. And it caused a lot of pain, for my kids. And I want to see my grandchildren so bad. You don't even have to stop this. I have grandchildren that are grown, and I haven't had a chance to be around them or see them because of things that I did. And, you can apologize and you can say you're sorry. But when you've broken trust with people, you have to gain that trust back, so they have to see a change because they done heard mama say several times, oh, she going to get it right. Oh, mama going to get it right. They probably waiting now to see how it's going to come out. But baby, I'm coming all the way out this time.
Come on. Absolutely.
All the way.
Absolutely. And so thank you for your sharing your tears with us because people do need to see the realness in it. So often we do want to pause a podcast and pause recording and things like that when, but this is where people see what healing looks like. Healing ain't always pretty. Healing hurts. Healing hurts. To sit there and do introspection on yourself about how you used to be and be honest about it. Because we could say, oh, yeah, I used to lie. But to say I used to do drugs and I was a troublemaker and I know this, like, no, so
Mm-mm.
yeah, come on, let's
I
see
done
this.
told so many lies that I thought they was the truth. I'm telling you. Now I have to go back and I have to analyze stuff that I remember a past thing. Was that the truth or was it a lie that you just made up? Because a lot of stuff was lies. It was just lies.
Mm, wow.
And that's hard. I done had to go back and say things. Oh, God had me to out myself on Facebook just the other day. I had to go on Facebook and out myself. That was the hardest thing I ever did, to go and tell people, because there's so many people that done gave me money. I couldn't even remember the names. God said, you got this. You got to tell them that you sorry. You took money from people. You say you needed food and you needed gas or you needed this or that or you needed what, and you knew that you was using it for drugs. Your intentions was wrong. And I had to get on there. You think who want to do that on Facebook is like the slime. It could be it can be good, but it can also be one of the slimiest places to be displaying
Your
your
business.
business.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So we've been on this journey.
Yeah.
It's been seven months.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to talk a little bit about the journey because, like I said, people need to know what
Well, it's
healing.
8 months. It's 8 months, Apostle, because we started in December,
That's
right?
right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
We did say, yeah. So,
Almost a year.
woo, come on. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my, like, and the time is it's speeding by. But yeah, people do need to know what healing entails, because when we think about healing, if we haven't really been through it personally, to see people on their healed state, right? So when you see a person
Yes.
and they're beautiful, they're glowing, and it's like, oh girl, what, oh, that healing look good on you, but you don't see what I had to do back here
Yeah, yeah.
in the
Oh,
dirt.
can I say one thing? I don't mean to interrupt you,
Please.
but I really
No,
got to
I'm
say this
there.
because it's just fell in my spirit. And I don't want people to say, okay, it's been 8 months. Why she just 27 days clean? It was a process. And I'm going to tell you something that I learned from this apostle. It ain't what you think it is. In my mind, I felt like how it should be. And I would say, well, dang, after 3 months, I should have been clean. No, I still had to fight. I just got to this point. I had to go through the process because all them layers of them onions had to be pulled back. All that stuff had to be broken and exposed for me to be able to release that crutch.
Come on.
It
Absolutely.
took that.
And
So
the
don't, so
willingness.
if it, yeah, so if anybody else is going through this, or are they seeking, to get where I'm at and to be healed, you got to know the process will not look like how you think. Because I'm telling you, I can hear y'all saying, as we're talking, well, dang, she should have been. She just 27 days and she been counseling for 8 months. It was a process. God had to first get me to the point I could trust this woman of God to be able to go into, even though I'm transparent, it was some things I still didn't want her to know.
Right.
It took that and those books that she had written that helped me to break down that got in here. Because this way it's all that got in here and started breaking parts off.
Yeah.
For me to be able to put the crutch down.
Amen. Amen. And
This
those
been
books,
some work.
yeah, those books caused you to do the introspection, to do the work,
Yeah,
to
and I
get
never knew what
cleansed.
the introspection was when I first started. Remember, I had to ask you,
Yeah.
well, what's she talking about introspection?
Yeah.
Introspection gonna make you look at yourself, which I wanted to point at everybody else. The introspection put it back. Okay, what?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And you have to be mentally ready. Your mindset has to shift. There are so many different components to healing. It's not just saying, I want to heal. Great.
Yeah.
That's the first step. That's the
Is you
first
ready to
step.
work?
Let's do the
Yes.
work. Let's do the work. And how many times, you know what I'm saying? Like, can we be transparent that you said, I'm done? I don't want it.
Yes. Oh, I done quit her plenty of times. Baby, let me tell y'all ain't ready. I done quit. I done threw the books away. Had to go back and get the books out of the trash and wipe them off. Good thing I threw them on the top. Baby, I was done. I ain't doing this no more. I'm done. God, and I'm thankful for you, Apostle, because with love and kindness have I drawn thee. It's times you had to be stern, but the gentleness helped me. You worked through because it was a lot for you to work through. I thought you were gonna quit me plenty of time. I'm done. Lord, you sure you want me to help this girl? Baby, I thought you were gonna be gone.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
when God connects me with people, I truly know that God has sent it. You know, we've talked about it, so many different things that
Yes,
He showed me and showed you, you know, that this was the connection.
yes,
And so the only thing I could say is that you truly got to be locked in with God to hear God, even when other people may say, or you may think yourself, you sure this is what you
yeah.
saw,
Because I
you know,
questioned
because
plenty of times. You know, I questioned
listen,
plenty
and
of
even with
times.
me, you know, coming in saying, "Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do because I ain't never did that," you know what I mean, or whatever. And God saying, "I got you." And so then we know it's not us, but it's God carrying us through. He's showing us what to do.
Mm-hmm.
He's showing us the
Yes,
next step. He's
yes,
now
yes,
allowing
yes,
you to see
yes.
you can trust. You
Mm-hmm.
can trust. You know what I mean? Like, no,
Yes, yes,
we don't have to put on no facades with each other because now it's real, you know. And so
yes.
as we go here now, because let's go here. Even when it
Mm-hmm.
comes times that the enemy tried to separate,
Mm-hmm.
it
Yes,
could have
yes.
been a place where there was
Absolutely.
contention, and it could have been a place where, you know what, go on and do what you're gonna do, or you do what you're gonna do, and it would have been done.
Yeah, yeah,
It would have not been done in
yeah,
God's way. Things would
yeah.
have not been right. And so I do truly believe that God right now, He's purifying His people. He's purifying. The new systems are coming, right? And they
Yeah.
don't look like control and manipulation. And it don't look
Mm-mm.
like because I'm the leader, I'm right. It don't look like that, you know, but it does
Yes,
look like,
yes,
you know what?
yes,
He
yes.
sent this person to me. And I know that she has a relationship with God, regardless of what she been
Mhm.
through, right?
Yes, yes,
I know
yes.
he talks to her just like he talked to me.
Mhm.
Can I hear God in you? That's what we're talking about. Can you hear God in me? Not
Yes,
so much
yes.
as so because I'm the leader and it doesn't matter. What is
Mhm.
God saying? And can you humble yourself
Yes,
to say, I got it wrong? Okay, let's talk about this.
yes,
My
yes, yes,
bad. I might have said it
yes.
incorrectly, or you might have received it. But let's
Mhm.
talk about it because we
Yes,
got to be
yes.
able to be together. We got to be able to work together, regardless, and understand that don't nobody own nobody.
That's right. That's
Nobody
right.
owns nobody.
Iron sharpen iron. Yes.
Come on. And so
Mhm.
I trust the God in you that you hear Him, despite
Yes. And I
27
definitely
days,
trust the God in you. Yes.
despite the 8 months. You know what I mean?
Yes,
To
yes.
know that God is gonna do what He gonna do. And so we
Mhm.
release people. We don't hold on to them and say, you can't do. You mine.
Mhm.
You mine. No,
Mhm.
you
Or
God.
even beating people down in the process, because I had to be honest with you the whole time. If you asked me, was I still getting high, I had to tell you. You
Come
know what I'm
on.
saying? But you didn't beat me down in the process. You waited for such a time. If people go along in the process that God has set, it makes everything run. I ain't gonna say it's gonna be smooth because it
Yeah,
wasn't smooth, but still, and yet it helped people get to that point. You know what I'm saying? I was able to get to it on
absolutely.
my own without somebody just beating me down. And the way God set it up, He's so good. When I tell you God's so good, because the way He set us up in the beginning, He set us up just, it was on a humbug. I promise you. Can I use that word? Would you say a humbug, apostle? Because it's just the way He hooked us together before this ever even started was
Yeah,
wonderful. So we
yeah,
could already have a comfortability with each other for me to be able to go in detail with you. Yeah, I was transparent with a lot of stuff, but like I said, with some stuff I didn't want everybody to know.
yeah.
No, you're only going to tell so much, but I'm at this point now. And the reason why I'm even doing this interview today is because I want transparency transform lives. And I was destroyed from things that was up under the rug and no more. I think years ago somebody did something. They were saying no more sheets, but I'm
Mhm.
saying no more sweeping it up under the rug. I'm the clean up woman. We got to clean it up.
All
Get the
right.
rug lifted up and get what's up under there, because so many people's lives are messed up from things that were swept under the rug. They're still harboring. I'm 55 years old and I'm just now getting to this.
Yeah.
But I thank God it's never too late.
There you go. There you go. And so we're here, and so because this is not the end. This is like just your beginning. Like this is your
Yeah,
beginning,
yes. Yeah,
right?
because I'm getting ready to go on my journey in a little
Come
bit.
on. So we're gonna talk about that because everything happens for a reason.
Yes.
Everything happens for a reason. And
Yes.
so I want you to talk about the journey that you're getting ready to take.
Okay. Well, I'm getting ready to go on a 6-week recovery program. Um, I know that I'm clean. It's been 27 days, but I don't want to go back. And I've always been spiraling, and there's always been a cycle. And I just want to be to the point. I feel like if I can learn everything that I need to learn about why, even though there's a lot that we covered and a lot that I learned through our sessions, I still, because I was addicted to the drugs, I want to go and do this. I think it's going to change me in a whole, and it really, this has nothing to do with me. It's about who I'm going to reach after this. So I'm willing to do something I've never done before. Ask me, am I a little nervous? Yes. Scared? I'm not scared this time. I mean, I've never tried this before, but I'm saying I'm not scared. This is stepping out on faith, doing something I've never did before. I'm going for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And away from my family, away going somewhere people I don't know, but it's a Christian recovery place that I'm gonna go to. The husband and wife were both, they was on drugs that was worse than the drugs that I was. Drugs is drugs, but some drugs
Right.
is different. They was on
Yeah.
some strong stuff, and so a open door was open for me to go through and go. And I think this is just another part of my process. It really is. I think when I come out of here, I'll have even a better understanding, and I'll be stronger than before. I don't want to go back. I just don't want to go back. I've been going through withdrawals these past 27 days, and I've never went through the withdrawals before. And it makes me not want it again. Because, baby, if I have to go through this again, ain't no way. What that song? Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
Girl, you missed your caller. You should be a comedian. I'm
Baby.
telling you, a professional singer or something.
I'm trying to tell you, there is no way that I'm going through this again. This has not been no joke. I have had to sweat it out. I mean, and your body craving, just craving, and it won't. And telling, and I'm just, thank God, I finally got some self-control, and I can say no, but I want to keep that. So I feel like going this extra step. I don't know what it is or why it is, but I got to do it. I just know I got to do it, and I think that's gonna just like be a completion to this. So God opened up the door. So I'm going. I leave Sunday. Sunday I leave. And I'll be back like the middle of August. I'm gonna miss my apostle though, but we're gonna
We'll touch base when we can, but
touch
you got to
base.
do
Yeah.
what you got to do. You
Yeah,
know,
I got to.
you got to
I
do what
got
you got
to.
to
And
do.
I'm
And
proud of
so,
myself. I can finally say I'm proud of
absolutely.
myself. I used to want people to give me accolades and people to say, oh, she did such a good job. And that's what I lived off of. That's another thing. I lived in that world. I wanted everybody to say, oh, Katrina this or Katrina that, and she did this or she did that. You know what I'm saying? Which we don't even supposed to be like that. God's supposed to
Right.
get all the glory. So
Yes.
this time I'm proud of my own self that I'm actually pushing and I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And I feel so much better. My skin is clear, girl. Oh,
You know, I be telling you, look, girl, you glowing.
yeah.
You glowing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually even feel better, and I can look in the mirror. I'm looking in the mirror now. I'm looking at myself even now. I can look in the mirror, and hey,
Self love.
man,
Come
it's just a
on.
lot. It's a whole lot better. And I've been taking care of myself. I've been doing things for myself that I never did before. Because remember, I wanted all the accolades. So I was
Yeah.
ripping running trying to do stuff for people so they would love me.
Yeah.
Megan, oh, look what she do. Look what she do. She running out here doing it. I did it from my heart because I love outreach and I love helping, but it also was another side to it too. I
Yeah.
wanted them accolades.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
so God had to sit me down through this counseling. He set me down where I couldn't do for nobody else. He said, if you can't do for you, you're not doing for nobody else. Right now, you need to deal with you. And that was the hardest, just to sit still
Sit
and wait
still.
on Tuesdays and Fridays to be able to talk like, this not me. I want to go. Then God took my car.
Mm.
He told me I had to take my tag off the car and let my tag, because he said, if you don't, you either can do it this way or you can do it. Which way you going to do it?
Yeah.
What they say, my way or the highway. You ain't gonna
Mm-hmm.
be getting on the highway because I cause it a tell. So what you gonna do? You can turn in your tag and you're gonna go ahead and get rid of it.
There you
And
go.
that's what I had to do because I had to sit still. This has not been easy. I'm trying to tell you,
Lock
it's
in.
been work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this has been work, but I wouldn't trade it for nothing. I wouldn't
Amen.
trade it for nothing.
Amen. So I got a few more quick questions. I know you're gonna have to wrap it up soon.
Yeah, yeah.
So what are you most proud of today? I
I'm
know.
proud of that. I'm finally putting the work in because that was me. I never wanted to work. I study now. I never liked to study. And that's a part of it. If you're going to follow God, you got to. He say study to show that self-approved. You got to get in that word.
Yeah.
When I grew up, when I was in school, I was a crammer. When it was going to be a test the night before, I would cram. And I aced it. I was good. I'm very smart. But I wasn't finna sit and study and break stuff down. But now that I'm studying the word of God and I'm breaking it down, some of them words I didn't even know what they meant. You be listening to that preacher, he be saying this and that, and you just be amen, amen. You don't even know what you amen to because you don't even know what it means. I started breaking it down and look at it, and then, oh my God, I found myself in the word. I found myself in the word. Some of that stuff I was looking, I was like, oh, I did that. Oh, that's me. That's me. Because I finally started. So I am so proud of the progress that I'm making, that I think I'm finally where I was supposed to be, where I was supposed to be, where I thought I was supposed to be,
In the right timing.
and I am. Yeah, it just took time.
In the right timing. So we have to
Yeah.
understand this in God's timing. You were ready. You just needed a
Yeah.
little bit of help to know that
Yeah.
you was really ready,
Yeah.
And
And I
so,
used to be upset because I asked God why it took so long. I have asked him that why it took so long, why I had to struggle all them years to finally get to now doing something. All the years I looked at that I wasted because I didn't understand that God really is a redeemer of the time. Because I felt like all these years I had wasted. God, you could have been did this. You could have been sent me an Apostle Rivers. You know what I'm saying? You could have been did this. Why did I have to still keep all this? And I know everything wasn't on him. It was a lot with me, but he do everything for at this age. This is where I'm supposed to be. And I finally just can accept that God is what this is where I'm supposed to be. And I'm gonna work with what I got right now. And God gonna get the glory out of me right now. Because somebody else is going through this too, and they probably saying it ain't no way and they can't get out. So I'm gonna be the one that can tell them, even at this age, you can teach an old dog new tricks. I have seen it myself. I have seen a dog that was old. He was almost about to die. He learned new tricks. He wanted to learn. So you can.
Come on. When you're ready, you're ready.
When you're ready.
Be ready whenever
if you
ready.
want to.
You got to be ready.
Yeah. And I had to be for everybody else that think that, because there's somebody out there that was in my same situation right now. That's listening while we talk the same way, the same way, thinking that they couldn't do it. For years, I used to call myself Can't Get Right off that movie. I used to call myself Can't Get Right. And the more I kept saying I couldn't get right, the more I couldn't get right. I just felt like I can't never get right. What I'm going to get saved for again? What I done backslid more than backslid was slitting of the back. You see what I'm saying? I'm serious. You just got to be real. How else you want me to say it, Apostle? You just got to be real, baby.
I don't know.
If they say invented, I probably invented. I'm trying to tell you, I done slid to the back, to the back, to the slid, to the slid, to the slid, to the slide. I'm trying to tell you. I kept saying, what's the use? What's the use? I ain't gonna do nothing but fall again.
Yeah.
But now I know about this. Now I know about this mouth and speaking. Now I can speak. See, I couldn't even do that before. I couldn't even speak life to my own self.
Yeah.
I was good for everybody else. I pray for people. Baby, the anointing. Baby, I could always see. I always had the gift. So I could always speak life into everybody else, but I couldn't even speak life into my own self. You know how good it feels right now? I can speak life into me.
Come on.
Me.
Thank you, Lord.
That feels good right there.
Thank you, Lord.
That feels good.
So, how has this journey changed how you show up for others, including your children, your family? How has this journey changed you?
Lady, you know what? You got some good questions. You know what you know how it changed me? It made me sit back and let everybody else go through their process. You know what I'm saying? Because you think how a person see with me having to go through this. Now I give people grace. I give people grace and mercy that God gave me, that he give me. I give it to them. And I can sit back and I can pray for them instead of praying on them and talking trash to them. And you need to get your stuff together. You need to. No, baby. I don't even do that now. I learned about grace, and I can sit back and let God do, because a lot of times I was in the way. I was in the way of what God was trying to do. And trying to just be aggressive with it. But me learning how this process worked with us, when going through this counseling, just let me see, you got to let God do what he doing, and you step back. Now I stand back and I intercede more than anything. I stand back and I know how to just stand back and pray. And when God want me to step in, then I will step in. That's the thing. We jump in stuff so quick because it's the
Okay.
mother in us. It's hard to
Mhm.
step back from the mother part, but you got to, because my kids are grown now. I told you I have 13 grandchildren. I have a 40-year-old, a 36-year-old, and a 30-year-old. My children are overgrown.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I said, I've been manipulated so much, and God told me step back and just be quiet and let them see. Because you just want to keep telling them I done changed and I done changed. You got to let them see it. When you done disappointed people, you done did so much, they ain't gonna believe nothing that you say, because all of it's lies. Oh, she's saying it again, she's saying it again. God said, but if you just stand back and just that means standing, and sometimes that means physically standing back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that I don't jump in and try to intervene, or don't jump in and try to say the wrong thing. Clean, what they say, sweep around your own front door.
Front
Or
door.
you try to sweep around. God said, yeah, right now I'm sweeping my door. I'm sweeping the front of mine. And
Amen.
that's what it got to me. And I'm grateful for that, because I done messed up enough, relationships that I don't want to mess up anymore. And God said, until I get you all the way right, you just step back. And that means step on back and be quiet, and you intercede from afar.
Amen.
And then when they see that it's really there,
Mhm.
then the restoration will come.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. So before we close out, I want you to just give one sentence on what does becoming the green print mean to you?
You want one sentence, and I'm a big talker lady. This lady, huh? um, Becoming the print starts with being for real with yourself, because you got to be for real with yourself. Healing starts with being for real with yourself.
Yeah,
Until you can really say what's going on, nothing's gonna change.
that's good.
And
That's
sometimes, I mean, putting yourself out there on Front Street, I didn't have to do it. I had to tell all my family I'm going to this program. They shocked, but baby, I'm out of here Sunday. I'm gone. Show lives. I
right.
even had to put it on Facebook. I done did some things I ain't never. God, you want me to out myself? Yeah. Got to be
Yeah,
for real with yourself.
absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's the hardest thing you'll ever do, is be for real with yourself, especially if you don't like yourself.
Mm, come on.
But y'all gonna be okay though. Y'all gonna be
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Come on. There is a light at the end of the dark tunnel. There is
Yes.
a light.
Oh
And so
yes.
this has been amazing. This has been
Mhm.
an amazing time. I would love for you
Yeah.
to come back in at some point after you finished your 6 weeks, um,
Okay.
and
Yes.
schedule a part two.
Okay.
Just follow up and see how everything went so you could share. I'm sure there's people who are listening and watching that may need the services, and so I'm about collaboration. Let's do what we need to do to make sure everybody gets what they need. Um,
Yes. Yeah.
and so I want to thank everybody for coming in, listening in, joining us
Thank
today.
y'all.
Yes, thank you for allowing us to have some space in your home today as we just came in and dissected with Katrina on her journey through addiction, through healing, through now
Yeah.
getting ready to go through restoration. And she's going to see some amazing
Yeah.
things happening. And so we are going to be locked into your story. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you all again. And we will definitely catch up with you on the next episode.
Yes, we will.